idea has changed my life. And it's honestly only been about a month since I really stumbled on this and I really started to study this. And already I have felt it profoundly change my life. So I want to do a really quick video and share this insight, this little secret of the universe with you so that it can change your life as well. Because I feel like if teens will embrace this, watch out. Watch out at how it will transform your relationships and your future. Hey, I'm Abbi J. I'm a certified life coach for teenagers, and man, maybe it's been 2-3 months now, but a couple months back, I stumbled onto this concept called 100% responsible. And I was listening to this talk by this guy named Lindsay Robbins, and he used to work in the Franklin Covey industry. And he shared this story about how they had this multi-million-dollar business, and every now and then they would lose business accounts or they'd get in trouble because they didn't get their shipment of planners out to these businesses before they came and presented at them. And there were 2 guys in the shipping department, and they just had all these reasons, right, that they weren't able to ship these out on time. Sometimes the post office made them late. Sometimes the reps didn't put in the right order. And so it was always everybody else's fault. And for what I would say, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good reason. Yeah, you can't control the post office. But when they implemented this idea in their business that they were 100% responsible, 100%, that those shipping guys were 100% responsible for that delivery, whether or not the post office messed up, whether or not the account people gave them the wrong information, it came down to them. And it was directly related to their pay. They said that when they made that switch, there was never another shipping problem again. And so what happened is these 2 guys in the shipping department had to really up their game because they were now 100% responsible. So what did they do? And I was really curious about this because I was like, well, you can't help it if the post office guy doesn't deliver on time. They started shipping things at least 3 days early so that they had time if they needed to send out another order, or they had time for that order that got lost maybe at the postage to be returned. They started calling the account people and saying, hey, let me double check this order with you, right? And they were able to eliminate their problem with their shipping department and thus grow their business and make millions of dollars. So how does this apply to you? I want to invite you today, and I've been working on this, and I'm not perfect, but it has made a difference whether or not I'm perfect at it or not, of taking 100% responsibility for your life. What does that mean as a teenager in high school? Okay, that means that you're great in math, whether you get an A, a B, C, D, E, F, is there E's anywhere? A D or an F is 100% up to you. And no, I don't care who your teacher is. And no, I don't care that maybe you have test anxiety. And no, I don't care about all these other things because it's 100% up to you. So at first, it kind of sucks and that kind of bites and you're like, well, I don't like you very much, Abbi, right? But hear me out. You're in charge of it. And isn't that the best news in the whole world? Because you, knowing you and your abilities, if we're going with that math example, you go talk to your teacher beforehand and say, listen, I need a tutor, or I need testing help, or can I do my assignments early so then you can check? You are in charge of that grade, and not your mom, not your dad, not your principal, not your teachers, not your music teacher is responsible for that. And so you've got to start taking charge of your life. And here's another silly example. Let's pretend that you're always late to school, but it's because your mom drops you off and she's always running behind. If you're 100% responsible for getting to school on time, what options could you come up with? Maybe you could ride your bike. Maybe you could walk. Maybe you could get a carpool with somebody else. Maybe you could go chat with your mom. Maybe you could be the one that makes sure she wakes up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe you could be the one that helps. Maybe she's late because all your other siblings aren't in the car just yet. Maybe you go help all your other siblings get ready for school so that you can be on time. The reason I'm telling you this is not so that you can do more work or not so that you can be frustrated with me, but so that you can realize that truly you have an influence and say in all that's in your life. And often I work with teens and they're like, Abbi, I can't. They're my parents. I can't because of this. This is just the way that it is. And I'm like, well, guess what? You're 100% responsible. So either you got to fix it, you got to learn to love it, or you go change and create it. Okay? So I hope I explained that well to you, because this is a concept that's changed my life. So I hope it helps you out. If you've got questions, leave them below. You can always reach out to me on Instagram. I tend to see those DMs more quickly. So reach out to me on Instagram. I hope you can take charge of your life, and I hope this concept can change your life. So can't wait to see you in my next video. Abbi J out.